Hey folks, so I got a question about my trailer hitch here. I'm going to talk about that. But first I want to mention, I finally remembered to call my dealer. And I got talking about the charger. And he asked me, he says, is it switched to gel or AGM? I'm looking at it and I said, well, I don't see a switch on it anywhere. So apparently this sticker was right here. No, apparently there's a switch behind the sticker. But unfortunately it is on, I know you can't see that with the camera, but it is on gel. So I thought, hey, we're going to solve the problem, but no. So he wants me to send it back. Not going to happen today, but I can do that. And we're getting the new steering bar. Okay, so sorry about that. So, regarding my trailer hitch here, I had this was specially made. The trailer hitch, the battery tray, and the roll bar extension were all made by the same person. A company in Hanover called CM Machining, or C&M Machining, something like that. So, what I did was I took my trailer, I think I used the dump trailer at that time. I got my other one here, which is the same height, but just to get the height of the hitch. And then I brought this in, and he basically he made this part for the right height for the trailer itself, and then put a couple supports on. So it's attached in 4 places. You got these little round clamps, which he always uses. The battery tray has them here at the bar that goes across, and my strobe light is actually attached to the battery tray. And we got the 2 clamps, and the roll bar's got the clamps as well. He likes to use these clamps because they're nice and easy. Unfortunately, the Monster's bars are not standard size, of course. Why would they be? So we got the bar here that goes across with the 2 clamps that clamp onto the Monster's existing frame, and then we got these supports that are welded onto this steel bar, and is also attached with these round clamps to the Monster's existing roll bar system. So I do have electrical tape on the bar because I did have this planned at one point that I could take it off if I wanted to, but I've never really had a need to. So I figured I'd do that. It would keep from damaging the Monster's frame. But it's good and strong. It does not move. It doesn't bend. It's pretty thick. I'd say 1/4 inch. It's pretty thick. He did a good job on it. And it'll pull anything pretty much. It'll pull anything that's heavier than what the Monster's capable of carrying. So there's lots of strength there. So the battery tray, it's only attached here. Like I say, it's got the bar across the back, and it's the 2 clamps holding it onto the roll bar, and then these 2 extensions come out. And this was actually built for when I was going out to the conservation area. I had a second set of batteries on here that I could switch to, so I was running 2 sets of batteries for the extra distance. But it's not attached anywhere. It's just sitting here, just gravity holding it down. But it's nice because if I'm carrying anything heavy, I just set it on there and it's all good to go. I don't have to worry about it falling out the bottom. I don't have to worry about it damaging the plastic on the Monster. And the roll bar extension with the camera and lights is kind of self-explanatory. I just wanted it higher above my head. So, but I can't really give any tips on this because I didn't make this myself. This was made for me. This is the first thing I had done with the Monster after I got it. I have to have the trailer hitch because normally on normal mobility scooters like the ES950, I got the basket sticking out in the back. There's an accessory port on the back of the seat. Hopefully you can see that. There's accessories, they have bars that go into that, and they do have trailer hitches. Like they make trailers for mobility scooters that you can carry, and they plug into that. But because the Monster is the way it's built, you can't do that. You can't access that port because the roll bar is in the way. so I had to build my own, and this is actually what voided my warranty. Manufacturer saw that in my video and said, no more warranty. Yeah, because he knew it was going to cost him money to keep fixing this thing, so he saw an opportunity to say, hey, we can save money here. No more warranty. So, only problem is it blocks the taillights sort of somewhat. Like, you can still see around it, but it does block it. To me, it's not a huge deal. I mean, the Monster's bars itself, you know, this is actually the Monster's bar. It's part of the frame. It blocks the signal lights, so, you know. But that's the explanation of that. And this actually took a while. He doesn't have a tubing bender himself. I don't know if the light's blinding you or not. So he had to send this out. He had to have someone else make this, actually bend it for him, because he's kind of got the measurements and, you know, the height that it needed to be. Because I actually had this built for this light specifically, overhead light. So I knew where that light needed to be, so it was over my head. So, and then when he got the bar back, that's when he just kind of welded everything else onto it and fitted it. I kind of held it in place for him while he welded the first clamp on there. So, this is why I like having comments on my channel, because people get to ask questions like this. Stuff that I normally wouldn't think about, you know, talking about. So these, well, here I might as well continue, right? These are the signal lights that I put on the Monster, because the tiller's angled backwards. These seem to be designed to point straight ahead, but because it's angled backwards, the basket actually blocks a lot of them. If I have anything in here, it blocks more, and you can't really see them. So I put these on here just so, you know, better visibility, and they work really nice. They're nice and visible. I do have 2 more of those that I will be putting on back here, so if you wonder what this bar is for, that's what I'll be attaching them to these. I actually put this on in this when I first had the Monster apart, I think, when I was doing this. So that's what this, but it's also, you know, it's holding my slow moving vehicle triangle in place too. I actually, oh I got a screw coming loose here. Take care of that. No, just the one. Because I had this on bungee cords, it was just kind of flopping all over the place, so I mounted it permanently. That's better. So, I'm going directly to the Monster's roll bar, and then I put this across for the lights, and I just kind of screwed into it as well. So it's got 3 points of contact, and it's good, don't move at all now. So I'm happy about that. And eventually I'll put the signal lights on here. So I'll actually have them on the back, and I won't have to worry about, because they're up underneath there. They're in such a dumb place that, you know, unless you're way behind me, you can't really even see them. So that's why I wanted them there, just make it a little more visible. And I did have plans to put a brake light on the back here. I got a red LED strip was going to go across here where my strobe light is. I can't do that now, so I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to work that out, but I do want to put one on there because the brake light is kind of hidden too. It's just crazy. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm not sure if there's anything else you wanted to know. You just asked about the trailer hitch, how I made it and stuff. So that's the answer. I had it made. But like, I couldn't do this myself. I can't, because like I say, these bars are not standard size. So what he does is he finds the next size smaller of the clamps, and then he machines them out to fit the bars. I think this was the worst one here. These ones were machined a lot to get the right size to put it together. I can't remember what size he said this bar was, but he says it was a really, really odd size. So he buys the next smallest and then machines out the center and makes them bigger in the middle. Changes the inside diameter and goes from there. So that's not something I could do myself. The only thing I could really do, like, I can't bend tubing. I would have something kind of weird, like with the S950 I used my PVC pipe And the trailer hitch I made for this, I actually did make my own. I'm not even sure if I have a video on that now. But the back bumper looks similar to this. So I got a piece of steel, flat steel across the back of the two mounts, and I got a piece of flat steel across the front. And they're just kind of bolted together and a hole drilled in it in my trailer hitch. If I can find it. It's actually a tie-down loop for a pickup truck. What did I do with it? Because originally when I bought these, when I had my bike, I built my bike trailer specifically for my bike. And this is what I used on it, if I can find it. Because I'm looking for it and I don't know where it is. It's usually in here, but it's not. It's not on. Yeah, for crying out loud. Aha, there it is. Yeah, I've showed this before anyways, but just because someone's asking, I might as well talk about it. So this end of it here goes into the accessory port on the back of the ES950 here, the back of the seat, that square tubing bar that I showed you. And this is 1 inch by 1 inch, I believe, aluminum angle, and when you stick it in the bar, it's got like a thumb wheel that you tighten the screw in. It fell out a few times, came loose and fell out, so I drilled a hole in it so the screw actually goes into the hole, and this, even if it rattles around, it won't fall out. So this just kind of hangs down, and that's where I hooked the trailer up to. And I can do the same thing if I still want to use this scooter, the trailer. Then I just kind of put this in here and plug it in, and it's good to go. But the way I have it set up right now is it'll hook directly onto the monster without having to do that. So I guess that's all I got. I can't really think of anything else. I know I've talked about the flagpole before too, but I made this myself. That's probably the first thing I did with the monster. So it kind of, I don't know how well you can see because I keep pointing the camera at the door. It's nice and bright. These are like butterfly clamps. They're just kind of wavy. It's bar to bar type thing, and then there's screws in the center. It just kind of pulls everything tight. This is steel conduit with foam inside it to keep the flag from rattling around. And here's the bottom. And I just put electrical tape on it just to make it look nicer, rather than just the gray steel tube. So, and this is a driveway marker. People use these in the winter time to mark the end of their driveway so they can find it, and there's no, that's all that is. And it doesn't make any noise at all. So I did have it in front. You can kind of see where the rust there where it used to be. I had it in front, but the flag kept getting in front of the camera, so I had to move it. It still sort of almost does every once in a while, but not like, it doesn't completely block the video like it used to. So I just kind of twisted everything around to the back, which kind of helped because this part of the roll bar, it curves back here, so it's on an angle, which tightened this up, which helped because this foam does wear out after a while and it starts to move. So this is just kind of holding it tight, so it worked out good that way too. Out of the way of the camera and nice and tight. So I never have any issues with it. So I guess that's it. I've got so much I'm doing right now. I've got one rim completely finished as far as being cleaned up, and I'm just starting the second one. I've got the outer half of the first one done. I just gotta scrape the paint off of that, and then I got two of my rims finished. It's taking a lot longer than I thought. But we got a lot of hot weather coming up, so I have to do this in the morning before it gets too hot. And today, before I do anything, I gotta get the ES950 out. I don't want to do this, but I'm not gonna have a choice, because I need to go out, and I walked to the post office yesterday, forgot my keys, because while I'm driving the scooter I've always got my keys with me, right? But because I walked, I forgot to grab my keys, and they wouldn't give me my mail, because I told them, I says, I've got ID on me, I can prove it's my mailbox, but no, they wouldn't do it, and I was pissed. As I told them, I says, I drive a mobility scooter normally, I says, it's a part being fixed right now, I had to walk here, I cannot walk home and walk back again. I said, no. She didn't have a heart, so... But Michelle was nice, she went for me. He says, it gives me an excuse to get out of the house. The problem I got right now is to get the S950 out, I have to take the seat off the monster. It's not in the right place underneath my winch, so I have to take this off by hand and risk hurting my back, so I can get the batteries out and put them in the ES950. So at least I can drive a little bit. I don't trust it, like I said, before it shuts down in the middle of the road when I'm crossing. It just got to be too dangerous, so I never bothered. I don't want to use it anymore, but this is going to take so long. I haven't even got to the important stuff here yet. I just started with the rims, so I can get them painted up and give them time to dry before I put everything back together. But it's just taken so long. At least by the time it's ready to go back together, I'll have everything I need, right? I think the only thing I'm waiting for now is the steering bar. Oh, I don't know, guys. So, anyways, I hope I answered the question adequately. Gave you all the information you needed. Don't know what else to say. So, thanks for watching, and thanks for asking.